Good day, this is David Darrow of Everyday Paintings at www.everydaypaintings.com. Today I'm going to be talking about a painting I did recently and put up on eBay for sale. It's called Annie in Yellow Sweater. I think it's got about 17 hours left on the auction if you want to see how it did or how it's doing. Now, the story behind this painting is that it was initially created as a teaching tool for one of my private oil painting portrait students. This particular student doesn't feel very strong in her drawing skills, especially when it comes to the kind of proportion that's necessary for drawing accurate portraits. So I showed her the grid method. Now, with the grid method, all you do is take your photograph or your initial drawing that you want to enlarge, and you place an accurate grid over the image. And you have a corresponding grid on your canvas. What that does for you is it allows you to break down that image into small bite-sized portions that you can draw accurately, looking at just the square and where those items fit in. Now, this is the essence of any good drawing, seeing proportion and fitting it into the space allotted. With a grid, you break it down into many squares, and then you translate those up to squares or down to squares of a different size on your canvas. I used the aid of Photoshop to grid this off quickly. All I did was open the photograph, crop it as an 8x10 at 200 dpi, which you can do all in the cropping tool, and then I dragged over guidelines from the ruler. You use Command-R on a Mac or Control-R on a PC to bring out the rulers. And then you click in the ruler and drag across and it brings a guide out. You place one of those every inch on an 8x10 and you'll have the entire image sectioned off. From there, all you do is get a screenshot, which on a Mac is Command-Shift-4, and then you click in the upper left around the photo and drag down to the lower right around the photo. When you let go, you'll have a screenshot that you can now print, and it will have those grid marks on it. Now you just need to make perfect even grid marks on your canvas and then draw what's in each square on your canvas. Now, at this point, I'm going to have to apologize for the future shots in this paint cast because I didn't plan on doing this as a paint cast. I was just shooting these to record what I was doing for my student at the time. And initially, I set the camera up over my left shoulder where I was sitting down and had the camera pointed at the canvas with the grid on it and showed her the drawing. And as I was drawing and painting, I would reach over my shoulder every once in a while and click a picture just to record where we were at the moment. And since I had so confidently set up the camera earlier and got it all framed just right for the drawing, it never occurred to me that the window that we were sitting in front of might actually reflect in the wet paint as I got into the painting. So that's what we've got left. But this is all about the grid method anyway, and from there it's pretty much the same method as I normally do, which is start painting in the darks. And I do this fairly rapidly. In this case, I did it with a mixture of raw umber, ultramarine blue, and a little bit of alizarin to try and mix my own black for a nice dark value. And I start painting in very rapidly the dark and or shadow pattern before I begin putting in the other values, and very quickly lay in this initial painting. I believe I spent about 40 minutes on this portion of it. And finally here you can see the end result with another 3.5 to 4 hours worth of work. If you're interested in putting a bid on this painting, it may still be available on the eBay auction, and if you look at the bottom of the screen, there should be a link there. Thanks for listening once again to Everyday Paintings, my paint cast about my stuff. Hope you're learning something. Thank you. Bye-bye.